Red flag, red flag. Return to the pigs. Red flag, red flag. Return to the pigs. Focus on the white line so you don't get your lap deleted.
Hello everyone, good morning and good evening from wherever you're from. This is Endurance Racing League's round 9. We are one race away from the finale. We have the two Audi drivers battling it. Potentially Richard could mathematically claim the WDC this race. If we look at the standings here, Richard, RJ and Max Verstappen, both Audi teammates, have a 15.5 point gap. Ferrari don't have any drivers attending right now. They could very well lose P2 in the WDC if Marnock can score enough points for Golden. And we see Master Max and Richard are on their flying laps right now. We only have a small amount of people in attendance, with only 6 people in attendance, which is quite low for an ERL race. But that means there's more points up for grabs for other drivers. If we look at Richard here, our winner of round 8, setting an astonishing lap, and that'll be a 34.8. That's P1 for him. Although it's the only lap that's been set, so it has to be P1. And that's Yellow Rice with a 1.6 second gap between P1. After P1, sorry. And just a random dude, Maestro Max and Marnix Belton are on a flying lap again. Richard does set purple in 2 sectors, which means he has to set a fast lap in both sectors. Will he get... Oh, he just invalidates it. That could have been a fast lap, but that's room potential. And that's Maestro Max who sets to 34.8. Richard's only 7.017 seconds slower than Maestro Max. If that lap he just tried to set had been invalidated, he would have been in P1 most likely. Marnik Speltson responds with a lap time 1.2 seconds slower, and Falcon is on his flying lap. Let's see what Falcon can do. Coming through into sector, just into sector 2 here. Approaching turn 8. And he gets the car smoothly rotated through there. Exiting onto the back straight. He's green in sector 1. And he cuts the corner. And that's an invalidated lap. Will Richard be able to get a faster lap? He's set purple in sector 1 again. And that's purple in sector 2. Will he be able to get a fastest lap? Will he take this pole position right now? And he does! A lap time 2.33 seconds, 0.233 seconds faster than Maestro Max. How will Maestro Max respond? Or will Marnik join in the mix? And he is 7 tenths slower than Maestro Max. He's really going to have to up his game here if he wants to compete for P2 or P1. He set green in sector 1 and then yellow in sector 2, which means he's slower than his fastest lap. And he lets Maestro Max by. The drivers do have around 10 minutes before hot shot begins. Oh, I can hear you. I can hear you, Nanny. I can hear you. Can you hear me? Right, amazing. Right, today we have Nanny, the co-commentator, joining us in round 9.
Hello, everyone.
It's quite. There's not much people attending the qualifying with only 7 people. I don't think Genghis is meant to be racing. And it's Richard and Maestro Max fighting. Potentially Richard could take P. He could win the WDC right here, right now, if he gets P1 with all the bonus, with 2 bonus awards, and Maestro Max has to get P6 or lower.
But that's very unlikely.
Yeah.
But I mean, Max is at least P2.
We will most likely see this championship fight go to round 10. The finale.
It would be great.
It would be,
And
it
the
would be
finale
really intense.
in the last round.
And that's Richard, really kind of close to Maestro Max's fastest lap here. Only 300ths away. He's really struggling to find time to improve. He's really gonna have to try find every second he can, every bit of time he can to beat his Audi teammate. Marnik isn't really performing as well as he could. He's 700ths away from Richard's time. Seems to be a bit of pace in this race today. Although he does set green in sector 1.
Can Marnik still win the championship or not?
It's possible. but very unlikely.
Yeah.
Actually, no. I think it might be. He could get P2, but P1's out of his reach. I think.
Let me count.
And he gets purple in sector 2. No, sorry, yellow in sector 2 and 3. Fails to set a faster lap, and that's Maestro Max who sets an even faster lap. Richard is almost 7 hundredths away from Maestro Max's time, which is 34.5. Richard is still struggling to find any time. He's getting yellow in all sectors.
Malik can win the World Driver Championship.
Sorry, say again.
Malik can still win the championship.
I think not. It's I don't know if he can. I'm not 100% sure if he can win the championship, but he can get P2.
He's 50 points behind Richard.
Oh, so he can win it.
Yeah.
But it's very unlikely, isn't it?
Yeah, the Audi boys are just too good this season.
And qualifying's moving quite slowly today. Obviously, there's a lot less drivers to be setting laps. We have Porsche's driver, Porsche's second driver, setting a lap time 3 seconds slower than, I think it's Toledo. So yeah, 3 seconds slower than Maestro Max. So that'd roughly be a 37.5. Nowhere near the lap times you need to compete in qualifying. And Yellow Rice, this is, if I'm correct, it's Barrel's driver. Yeah, Barrel's driver. Setting a faster lap than the Porsche driver, but still significantly slow. Although he will be landing himself in P4 most likely. And Marnik is still not finding any time at all.
Yeah, the two Audi boys are 7 tenths in front of him. That's
And Maestro
different
Max
leagues.
sets the exact same time as Richard. He's on the exact same lap time as Richard. We saw a similar event last race where everyone set where P1, P2 and P3 set the exact same lap time. If Maestro Max can find, well, Richard's taken pole, I think. If Maestro Max can find a tiny bit of negative delta, then he will be P1. Very, very intense between the two main WDC contenders. Marnix Belton still isn't joining in the fun. He's not significantly improved or improved at all. Not
Is
an
he racing
amazing,
today?
not an amazing race from him. Will drive so far. Let's check up on Maestro Max to see if he can improve his lap time if possible. If you can look to the bottom of the screen, you can see his current speed, with just a bit of telemetry. He's on an outlap right now.
Yeah, but that one shouldn't count because he could off the track. They all are going
Yeah, down to
the
turn 12,
limit
13.
now.
Oh, and that will be a invalidated lap. He's really struggling to find any sort of time at all. Falcon in P4, just behind Marnik's lap time. That he has potential to beat Marnik's lap time.
Max with a purple sector too. Will he
Ooh,
get
he
that
has
time he needs?
a lot of potential to beat the P1 time. Oh, and he just can't get it. He was only a few hundredths above Richard's time. Can't get very close. And there won't be any hotshot qualifying, as there's not enough drivers to really start one. So it looks like it's gonna be 5 more minutes until the end of qualifying. And because Richard set the lap faster, he set the lap first before Maestro Max, he will be taking pole currently.
Honestly, I think one of them will get a faster lap in those remaining 4 minutes.
It's very possible in 4 minutes. Maestro Max set say, oh, he set a yellow in sector 1. He looked like he was flying, then he set him back the lap. And that's the race control confirming it. And we do see some slight improvement from Marnik, but not much to really contend P2 and P1. Oh, and that's a purple sector 1 from Maestro Max. with and he sets a yellow sector 2. He's gonna have to set a purple sector 3 if he wants to beat Richard's time. And he does. He takes pole position, 2 tenths faster than Richard. That's an incredible effort from him, just as it's coming to an end as well. That's certainly incredible. Richard's going to really try to... Richard's going to have to find an additional 200ths of a second. 200ths of a second to beat Master Max's time.
Yeah, I don't think Richard will do that. I think Max's lap was near perfect.
He's going to have to set a perfect lap with no traffic in front of him.
The second sector was purple from Max before. The yellow sector doesn't mean anything. And 1-3 were purple. So it's near impossible for Ricard to improve this lap.
Yeah, it's very, very difficult for him. And it does look like qualifying, as it's coming to an end, Richard will most likely remain in P2.
Richard will have one more lap. And
hang on, no, never mind. It's a glitch. It's a glitch.
What?
Checkered flag has been issued.
He's still in P2 according to the timing board.
Oh yeah, yeah. But he came really, really close. 300ths of a second.
Very close for him. Very, very close.
Those were 2 perfect laps. In third place is 1 second off.
Well, I'm sure Master Max will be very happy with that result. And as we go down to the starting grid,
purple sector.
We have Just Random Dude, Porsche's driver in 6th, and we have Yellow Rice in 5th. We have Falcon in 4th, and we have Marnik taking 3rd. Richard is in 2nd, and Master Max takes pole. Both of the Audi drivers lining up on the front. It's going to be a rolling start as always, because it's an endurance race. And we're going to be looking forward to this start. You can see the car of Yellow Rice on the line there. As you see, Richard, he's going to be determined to get the better start on his Audi teammate, and that's the P1, the pole position, Maestro Max. These Audi drivers are going to have to try to grab every single point they can.
Stay in double file to the green flag.
As if every single point is vital to their WDC chances, and Maestro Max doesn't quite know its formation lap yet. He is sitting here. He's gonna really have to. There we go. He's off to a start finally. And the win conditions for Richard in the WDC right now is that Maestro Max has to place P6
Safety
or below,
car coming into the
or
pits
DNF,
now.
and Richard has to get P1 with all the bonus points. Unless Maestro Max DNFs, then he automatically wins the WDC. Hang on, no, he still needs to get P1. And it's almost lights out at Kuwait here.
Green
National
flag,
light. It's
green flag.
lights
Race
out.
has
The track
started.
has been lit with green. Richard, no, Marshall Max gets a good start. Just cuts ahead of Richard. Richard cuts the corner. They're both side by side. Richard just lags behind. No collisions. Marnik is desperately trying to find any sort of time he can. Richard with a 6-second time penalty. Marshall Max leads, absolutely charges down the main straight into the braking zone, into the chicanes. Richard just after him, then Marnik. Then we have Falcon, Yellow Rice, and just a random dude is by the safety car. He is being very, very slow right now. And if we go into Richard's onboard right now, he's got a 6-second time penalty from that start. Oh, and Maestro Max collides with the barrier. Richard takes P1 right now. And Marnik, he's right behind Maestro Max. Marnik takes P2. That's such a bad thing for Maestro Max right now. Maestro Max is at such a disadvantage. He is 2.5 seconds behind Richard. All Richard needs to do now is keep his pace up. Marnik could also potentially be in a podium, well, be in a P2 position. Although we still have 44 minutes left to go. Anything can happen right now. And Richard is the race leader. Maestro Max will be absolutely furious with his mistake. That was not a severe enough crash to warrant a C60, a code 60. Very disappointing for Maestro Max. I'm sure the Audi team would have braced themselves in that voice channel. And with Yellow Rice with a 9-second time penalty, and it seems that Marnik and Maestro have the advantage over Richard. Due to them having no time penalties. And Maestro Max is slowly gaining on Marnik. From what we saw at this qualifying, he is a fast driver and he gets a 3-second time penalty. And a 6-second time penalty now. Richard could potentially be folding under pressure. A 12-second time penalty has been handed to him. I think everyone's feeling the pressure right now, apart from Falcon. We have Richard with a 12-second time penalty, Marnik with a 3-second time penalty, and Maestro Max with a 6-second time penalty. Maestro Max is in P3, really chasing Marnik down. He's on significantly higher pace, hits the barrier, but really unaffected. He's within striking range here, into turn 12 and 13, and he gets absolutely de-synced by Marnik. And that's a code 60 condition. That's code 60 conditions that have been issued on the whole track right now. They will be cleared. It will be cleared in around 50 seconds from now, as the ERO rulebook implies that the C60s must last for a minute. Maestro Max has been very unlucky with collisions, trying to overtake Marnik but just fails. He's doing the right thing by hugging the inside line. Very, very good from him. This is what a veteran driver or a very skilled driver will demonstrate. Careful not to cut the corner and get a time penalty.
Green flag will be issued in 5,
and the green flags will
4,
be issued.
3, 2, 1.
And we're back to racing. Marnik could potentially... I mean, Richard could have already ruined his pit stop strategy with those 12-second time penalties. He would be at a major disadvantage compared to Maestro Max, but Marnik could get the upper edge here, the upper hand. Marnik is, like last round, he is very on pace. He's being semi-consistent. He's staying below 2 seconds of Richard, which is very good. Maestro Max is going to have an insane recovery drive. 5 minutes have already passed and Richard is in P1, Marnik Spelton is in P2, and Marshall Max is in P3. And Richard dives into turn 12 and turn 13, down to turn 14, just in the last few corners of the track. If you pay attention to the map in the bottom right, you can see all the podium sitters all gathered together, and that's 34.698 from Richard there. Quite a good lap. It just shows he's very on pace right now. And if we look at Marnik here, we can see that Marshall Max is really gaining on him, within 5 tenths of him. Down into the chicanes, that's a slippery flag that has been issued. There's debris on the ground, and car 36, just around the dude, is already being overtaken by. He's already a back marker. Very, very slow racing from him. And Marnik having to defend P2 against Master Max. And Master Max, wheel to wheel, bracing for a decent there, but no, he makes it past. Almost. Down to the chicanes. Their wheel to wheel and Master Max, a successful overtake. He just has more pace than Marnik, and that really matters. That really matters in racing. In endurance racing, consistency is always better. And Master Max has just shown consistency. But it seems very unlikely Master Max will be finishing P6 or below. The only thing that will give Richard the WDC position is if he gets... that's a 34.563 from Richard, actually. And as I was saying, the only thing that will get him that WDC win, that secure WDC title, is if Maestro Max DNS from the race, and if Richard gets driver of the day or fastest lap, which does look quite unlikely because he can't get driver of the day really, unless someone else has made more overtakes than him. But he could easily get fastest lap, which he has got right now. And Master Max actually has a higher time penalty than Richard, with a 15-second time penalty, 3 above Richard's. Marnik with a 6-second time penalty. This could give him the upper edge in the pit stop strategy, which is a mandatory 1 stop. Yep, and that's race control suddenly reminding them like that. Very, very coincidental at the moment. And Nanny will be joining us back soon, in the next few minutes hopefully. Maestro Max is making steady work on gaining on Richard. Really, you can see how he really just plunged it into turn 8 there. Really aggressive with it. He's driving as if there is no consequences at all. And that's car 66 yielding. Yellow rice here, being overtaken by Richard. Soon to be followed. And that's Maestro Max with a 34.449. That's leaving Richard with no bonus points at all. Very, very not the greatest for Richard's WDC title. could actually potentially see Maestro Max gaining the same amount of points as Richard has. So far Richard is getting 25 points, and never mind, no, with these bonus points Maestro Max will get 38 points. 28 points, sorry. So that's 3 points above Richard, which, although it won't... Oh, and that's Yellow Rush spinning just as Marnik and Falcon is, I think that is, or Maestro Max and I think Just a Random Dude go to overtake. Yeah, Just a Random Dude. And Just a Random Dude lets Yellow Rush through there. And Marnik is gaining on Just a Random Dude there. And that's just clean track between Maestro Max and Richard. Maestro Max has dangerously gained on Richard. An amazing effort from him. Oh, and he cuts a corner. He's got... Oh, and that's a stop and go from Maestro Max. Very, very bad. That is horrible for his race. And that's Just a Random Dude out. And that's no additional points to Porsche. Porsche will not gain any points from this race. That means Maestro Max cannot be in P6 or below. So unless he DNFs, we will be going to round 10. And wondering, I mean, Richard he's got almost the same amount of time penalties as Maestro Max. He's two strikes away from the stop and go penalty. Marnik has kept it very consistent and could see himself possibly becoming P1 here if Richard gets more strikes, and then he takes that P2 from Maestro Max. And now it's just Richard and 11.7 seconds, almost 12 seconds of time separating Richard and Marnik. And Yellow Rush just coming out the pits here. And Maestro Max has been released from his pit lane. He's going to be joining just in front of Marnik, but a lap behind. That stop and go penalty was very bad for him. And he's getting blue flagged. Just almost getting blue flagged. Maestro Max just drifting into turn 12 and 13 now. Being blue flagged quite a lot by the in-game AI race control. That's car 66 being told to yield again. Yielding very slowly and dangerously there. Maestro Max has lost time to Richard. Sorry, Marnik has lost time to Richard. Maestro Max is actually gaining. He's pulling away from Marnik. And, talking about Richard, he's one penalty away from a stop and go penalty. Stop and go penalty could pull him into P2, possibly here. Timing board here. We can see that Richard, Marnik and Maestro Max are yet to pit. And they obviously need to pit within the next half an hour. And mentioning half an hour, that does mark the 30-minute mark of the race. So we have 30 minutes of the race left to go. So we've already completed 15 minutes. And Marnik is just losing and losing time.
Richard has to, will most likely get a stop and go.
Yeah, and Marshall Max has got an additional
Ooh, he
9
pits.
seconds of penalty.
Richard pits.
That is a very interesting strategy call, although it's probably the best one.
Is there currently pit window or not?
It's just one mandatory pit stop, so that's very good from Richard. Audi have decided to pit him now, which completes his mandatory pit stop, and means that he won't get a stop and go.
Yeah, but that's clever from them.
Although rain could come at any time, if the game wants it to rain, which would mean Richard's pit strategy is just be completely ruined. And he's released on the pit too,
Yeah, but
and he'll be behind.
you have to take the gamble.
Yeah, he has to take the gamble, and he's behind Marshall Max in P3. And Marnik is actually in P1. If the race continues like this, Marshall Max could potentially be ahead of Richard in WDC standings. As you can see, Richard is the current championship leader. They have a 15.5 point gap. So Richard really needs to get his P1 back. Otherwise he risks possibly losing out on a WDC. He tried to fight for P2 in a WDC in season 2, but lost to Ivan, who has not really shown much racing in season 3. And Golden Racing, currently Marnik. Oh, who's that in the wall? That was Yellow Rice, just either in the wall or yielding dangerously on the side of the wall. And as I was saying, Marnik currently is taking 25 points, which could, if Ferrari don't race in round 10, then Golden Racing will take P2 in the WCC. Ferrari have shown a lack of effort recently, and they could potentially lose their P2 position. Richard overtaken Marnik here. The back marker overtakes the race leader and just pulls away from him rapidly. He can ignore those blue flags because he is faster than him. And Richard is making small gains on Master Max here. If he wants to get P1, he's gonna have to have no room for error at all. Just nudges the wall there, down to the start-finish straight. Oh, and that's Master Max who's just hit the wall in turn 8. He completely underestimated that corner. That's caused him a lot of time.
Yeah, and he might get a problem with the stop and go penalties, because he has 18-second penalty now.
He's been very bad at keeping his penalties low recently. He could already get a stop and go penalty, which would ruin his race. Master Max seems to take this gamble where he drives really quickly but gets loads of penalties, and penalties can ruin races, and mostly do. Maestro Max, we can't really tell if he's making progress because he is a lap behind Marnik. But Richard is slowly, very slowly making progress. Maestro and Richard are very similar in pace together. Master Max is only 2 penalties away from the stop and go again. And if we look at these results, he is yet to complete a pit stop. So the best, and he's 1 strike away now. The best thing.
Yeah, now he's going to pits now.
Yep, he's pitting now. Probably the smartest choice.
And after the pit stop, he most likely will make sure to not get that much penalties again.
Yeah. Now it's just Marnik that needs to pit. And it does look like that Maestro Max is under significant pressure here. In his team chat, he's just told the engineers to turn the soundboard off. He could be under quite a bit of pressure here. He is in P4, slowly gaining on P3 here. And Marnik, maybe, I couldn't see that, but he maybe just went off track there. Richard seems to be making a bit of progress against Marnik here. And that's Falcon with a stop and go penalty. That's going to put Maestro Max easily in P3. And Maestro Max could potentially overtake him anyway. Never mind, he's lagging all over the track. We have 20 minutes to go now. And that's Master Max in P3. Just below Richard there. And Yellow Rice also has a stop and go penalty of 30 seconds. And he's serving it now. And Marnik is yet to pit.
Manik will only pit at last minute or when rain comes.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to pit because of penalties, so he takes the stint as long as he can.
To be fair, waiting for rain would be very smart. Richard is, we can now see 16.5 seconds away from P1. And race control reminding Marnik about the mandatory pit stop. And Richard is on 18-second time penalty. Master Max has already gained a 15-second time penalty, and he's 2 laps away from P2. Richard is 2 strikes away from a stop and go penalty here. And Richard has gained 1.5 seconds on P1 here. Master Max is nowhere to be seen in contention, although they are both quarks kind of close for stop and go penalty. And car 66 yielding again for Falcon. 2 laps behind. And it's 34.431 for Maestro Max. That's some... Marnik is yet to pit again. He's taking his time. Richard is making steady progress, although we only have 15 minutes left. Both of the Audi drivers on a 21-second time penalty. Marnik is in a good position here, although he will have to pit at some point. So this is not his true position. FIA again about a mandatory pit stop. And we've got 13 minutes left. Average 10 seconds away from P1 here. Falcon has no time penalties, but it's two laps away from P3.
You guys really have to watch out for the penalties now. They are both at 21 again.
When that's
It
Marshall
could get
Max on
close.
24. Really close to stop and go here.
They might have gambled the win away.
Although, if he does get stop and go, it won't affect him. He'll still be in P3, but just further away from Richard.
Yep. And without the stop and go, he might get P2. But Richard is too far away. And Marnik probably with the stop.
Marnik knows if he just keeps his pace up and doesn't get any time penalties, he could win the race. That's yellow rice with a stop and go penalty. Yellow rice is in the pit serving that stop and go now. On board with Maestro Max here. Could get stop and go penalty. Richard is one away as well. If he gets one, it would be horrible for him, as it will be a very slim chance for him to get P1. He's already 8 seconds away. And that's Master Max with a stop and go penalty. He's going to have no chance of P2 at all. And Marnik is choosing to pit now as Master Max gets his stop and go. Actually a very good strategy call, as if Richard does get stop and go, he could get P1 back.
Yeah, he has 10 more minutes and he can't get any penalty.
It was very
I
good.
don't think he will make that.
Yeah, it was very good. Waiting till the end. And Marnik's coming out of the pits now.
And Max got to 30 seconds now.
And Richard is lapping him. He has been lapped by Richard. If Richard gets a stop and go penalty, could potentially, yeah, he will get a P1 back if Richard gets a stop and go penalty. So Richard's going to have to be very careful here. Any mistake could fumble the P1 win for Richard. Master Max and Marnik have no time penalties at all. So that means Richard is 24 seconds behind what his actual time would be.
Yeah. Marnik will be the only one able to get in the 24 seconds because Max is just too far away. It is interesting when Rickard gets a penalty, would result in a stop and go.
The fastest way to do a stop and go is to keep driving until the game forces you into the pits, because you don't have to waste around 10 seconds driving into the pits and slowing down.
Yeah, I told the Audi drivers to do that. Max also did that with his stop and go.
It just saves them that little bit more time.
But to be fair, the FIA should ban that.
Richard has gone around 5 laps without getting a single penalty. If he can continue this, he could get the P1 win.
He can race without getting penalties, but it's not that fast as it would normally be. As you see, he's not going till the white line, but he's staying more in the middle. It cost him half a second for that, I guess.
The only thing that would make him full push is if Marnik suddenly catches up to him. That would put him under some pressure. But it doesn't look like Marnik will be doing that anytime soon, as he and Max get a 3-second time penalty. And car 66 yields out the way. Yeah, Richard brakes and then turns into the corner instead of just throwing the car into the corner. and they both of the P2 and P3 get another 3-second time penalty. If we look at the standings here, you can see that Richard will extend that lead. Yeah, Richard should extend that lead on Max Verstappen, which will make it significantly harder for Max to clinch the WDC title, and that should make for a very interesting battle in Aransan.
Max gets driver of the day, and he gets 5 extra points. Took pole, that's 10. So he doesn't lose that much points on restart.
And he does have the fastest lap as well. So he has pole and fastest lap.
Yeah. That's 10 points for sure.
But I don't
And
think you can. It's impossible to get driver of the day if you set pole position.
Possible or not. Because doesn't it go on overtakes?
It could do that, but I think it uses one of two systems. Either your starting position compared to your finishing position. If your finishing position is higher than your starting position, then whoever has the biggest range gets driver of the day, or it's just how much overtakes you do. But I think it's the first one, because then you could just farm driver of the day in a way.
I think it's the second one, because I've already seen a driver of the day who got the same position as he started in, while others made positions good, and the driver who didn't got any positions is driver of the day, because he overtook, lost position.
Well, we'll most likely find out in 2 minutes, as the race is coming to a close here. Yellow Rice, another stop and go penalty. Richard still playing with fire here. 24-second time penalty. He's been doing it for at least 10 laps now. All he's got to do is survive for another few more laps. He's just got to keep telling himself, hang on in there, hang on in there. Starting lap 71 here. With 1 minute, basically 2 minutes left to go. Marshall Max is on 12-second penalty. I think it's safe to say, unless Richard gets a stop and go penalty, these will be the finishing positions for the race.
If Richard gets stop and go, he can just drive to the finish, and then it will just add 25 seconds, and he's more than 25 seconds ahead, because he's 2 laps ahead, plus the 6-second penalty from Manek, so he is, even if he gets the stop and go penalty now, will be first.
Yeah, he's put himself in a very good position here. Yeah, as you can see, he's taking that turn 12 very safely there. He doesn't want to risk anything at all. Well, that's fastest lap by Marshall Max. It's 3:81.
It's
It's
the last 2
34.381.
minutes, and it's 14 seconds good at Manek. But he got 6-second penalty.
He is actually behind. Oh, and Richard's letting Marshall Max through. For some reason, I don't think he wants to risk any penalties at all. As this could potentially.
I think he will.
One more lap to go.
He
Maybe.
will make a clear lap in hope that he can catch Manek, because he's going all out.
Oh! And that's a stop and go penalty for Richard. Just
They won't
he
make
was.
anything.
Yeah, he should be okay, but that was just in the last lap that he's got a stop and go penalty. He just clipped the barrier and that's it, ricocheting off into track limits. I've not really seen this scenario before. I think he might have to serve the stop and go, otherwise he will get
Checkered flag has been issued.
disqualified, but I'm not entirely sure. And that's Richard, the Spaniard, who takes P1. He wins round 9. A very, very good result from him. He was very consistent in the last 10 laps there. And that's Marnik who takes P2. A very good job. Falcon takes P4. Should take P4. And Marshall Max will take P3. It's an Audi podium here. Although they've already won the WCC, so it doesn't matter for them. They won it back in round 7, I think. Round 7 or 6. And Rich in P1, Marnik in P2, Marshall Max in P3. And that's Richard who set driver of the day. And a beautiful podium from them.
The driver of the day for Richard will get pretty close.
Okay, hopefully we can interview one of the drivers. We have Marnik here. Okay, Marnik, that was hello, we can hear you. That was a very good result from you. That was a very, very good pit strategy that potentially kept you in P2. How do you feel about that race?
Yeah, it was pretty good. I think if Richard got that stop and go earlier, I would have won, but I'm not sure. I don't know, but am I P2 now in constructors because Ferrari got disqualified?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Richard was very consistent in those last 10 minutes or so.
Yeah, but over the full race, I probably was the most consistent. I definitely drove the least amount of penalties. Yeah, that's
And do you have anything else to
basically
say
what I had
to
to.
the audience?
No, not really.
Alright, very good, very well done to Golden Racing. Now Richard, our Spaniard pole sitter, sorry, not pole sitter, race winner. How that was very consistent in the last final stint or stretch of the race. How do you feel?
I feel kind of nervous because Max was getting literally every fucking lap. He was literally getting fast lap, and Marnik was literally getting only like 6 seconds of penalties. And I was knowing like if I get 1 penalty more, I will get a stop and go and lose the P2, the P1 I mean, and lose fucking the race. And I'm kind of nervous, I think, but I think I do well.
I mean, they say diamonds are formed under pressure. It's that sort of driving under pressure that separates a good driver from an average driver.
Yeah. I usually get the stop and go in the last lap, but I was not like okay, but I don't care because it's the last lap.
Now,
I mean in the last lap.
moving on to round 10, the finale. I think going into round 9, there was a 15.5 points separating you and Max, but I think you've slightly expanded that to closer to 20 points, just off the top of my head. Going into, I will release the scenarios for you winning it and Max winning it and potentially Marnik winning it. But how do you feel?
Yeah.
How do you feel having to fight for the WDC After season 2, how do you feel
What?
fighting for WDC in the finale?
Fighting in the finale, you mean? Like in the...
Next round, round 10.
What do you... Hmm. Man, it's like... It's gonna be a hard fighting between the both teammates because, man, they both are for Audi, but I think it's gonna be a very, very interesting fight, and I think I'm gonna be like less faster than now because I'm gonna be more careful with the penalties. But I think it's gonna be very interesting and epic. I have to say because it's the finale, and I don't know if it's gonna be the new track. You say the fucking leak.
Well, it's probably safe to say that's not going to arrive, but it will be the normal circuit for round 10,
Yeah.
the national layout, to end off season 3.
Mm.
Anyway, good luck.
The bet.
Good luck to you in
Yeah.
the finale. Good
Thank
luck
you.
to Maestro Max in the finale. It's going to be an intense one.
Yeah. Thank you.
I'm just going to stand by. Okay, yes, so we have the TP of Bombi Boys, A-Bomb, and Falcon here. Bombi,
Hello.
how do we feel that race went? A P4 from Bombi Boys.
It's alright. I kind of thought I could have since because after last week after that race I was training Falcon. I was training him. I got him to 34. I kind of thought he could have got P3 earlier because Max pit at the last 10 minutes. But it was fine. There's no, I don't, what is it? I don't know. I don't
Well-
feel any, like, it's kind of neutral for me.
Yeah. If
Yeah.
Ferrari doesn't attend next race, the finale, Bombi Boys could potentially get a share of the prize pool. How do you feel towards that?
Ooh. Maybe. I think Falcon can make that happen, and also either Ivan joins in or Nathan. Sadly, Nathan had to go today for some reason. So yeah.
Anyway, it's a very good result from Bombi Boys. I'm gonna get Falcon up here. Falcon, personally for you, how do you feel that race went?
Not that bad. Not that bad.
We did see that you were competing for P3 at some points, if I can remember. How were you feeling in those
Yeah.
situations?
Um.
Falcon? Okay, I think there are some technical issues here.
Uh.
Hello?
I'm here.
Okay. Do you have anything to say?
Not really.
Alright. Well, that wraps up season 9 of Endurance Racing League. It's the title fight is going to be in the finale, round 10, on the national circuit. It's going to be a nail-biting fight, hopefully, and we'll all be looking forward to it. Good night, or wherever you are, we'll see you in round 10.